Hey Soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're taking a look at something that you thought was never happening to you and is starting for you now. Can't wait to get into this reading. If you prefer to pick your piles using your zodiac signs, you will find a timestamp to that down in the description box, which will take you straight to the part of the introduction where we shuffle your zodiac signs and find out in which of the piles they will fall under. But if you, of course, prefer to pick your piles using your intuition, there are two ways in which you can do that in today's reading. One is through the cards that will pop out from this deck, and the other way is through the crystals that we will be placing on top. Okay, so let's find out what is, oh, I see three. What is something that you thought was never happening to you that is starting for you now? Okay, so you've got lay the groundwork. You have Letha, or I think it's pronounced Letha. I'll check now. And you have Beltane. Letha. Okay, so if you prefer to pick your piles using crystals, let me add these right now. There we go. So for pile number 1, you have the Dalmatian Jasper point. For pile number 2, you have the tiger's eye in the shape of a squirrel. And for pile number 3, you have the green moss agate in the shape of a star. So, take a look at which one of these 3 piles you're the most drawn to, and this or these, if you're drawn to more than one pile, multiple piles, maybe even drawn to all of the piles, will be your readings for today. Please feel free to trust your intuition in case you feel drawn to more than one pile. There's no such thing as too little or too many piles. It's really all up to what you feel and what you're drawn to. And once you are ready, you will find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I will see you in your readings. In a moment, I am about to assign different zodiac signs for each pile. And so if this is something that you do not prefer, please pause the video, take as much time as you need. And as mentioned, I will see you in your readings. But if you prefer to pick your piles using your zodiac signs, then, my dear soul family, this part of the introduction was created specifically for you. And as you can see, what I like to do is shuffle really well your zodiac signs. And then once we're ready, we'll be drawing out 4 zodiac signs for each pile. Okay, so let's get straight into it. I'll be drawing out the first 4 zodiac signs for pile number 1. And so the signs are Pisces, Libra, Aries, and Virgo. Also, just want to mention there is a Capricorn here. So if you're Capricorn, I would say if you want, you can pick the Capricorn in whichever pile it's going to fall under, and also this one, if you want, of course. So you've got 3 and 4. The signs for pile number 2 are Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. As for pile number 3, the signs are Sagittarius, Cancer, Gemini, and Capricorn. Okay, so my dear soul family, these are the zodiac signs and their association to each of the piles in today's reading. Please feel free to pick your piles using your sun, moon, or rising. I highly recommend you check out the 3. Alternatively, if you prefer to pick your piles using another placement in your chart, I highly recommend you do that as well in case this is your preferred method. These are all just different ways to help you find your message, and so it's all up to you and how you feel at the end of the day and how you want to pick your piles. And once you're ready, you will find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I will see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at something that you thought was never going to happen. It's crazy. I see, oh my God, these are a lot of cards. There's tea leaves as well. I'm going to trust the process. So today we're taking a look at something that you thought was never happening to you and is starting for you right now. Wow, we've got 7 cards here. All right. Your crystal is the beautiful Dalmatian Jasper. Your card is the Capricorn card. It says lay the groundwork. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Pisces, Libra, Aries, and Virgo. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your zodiac signs, then please don't worry about it. They are not the official signs for this pile, and they are just another way for people to pick their piles as well. Okay, so let's take a look at your oracle cards first before we take a look at your tarot cards. So you've got 3 tea leaves. Right. You have Cancer. Right. The keyword with this Cancer card is the caretaker, loyalty, emotional depth, sympathetic, moody, tenacious, protective, nurturing, familial ties, hypersensitive, sense of home, and of course the ruler of the 4th house, ruler of the home. Okay, you've got Moon in Gemini with adaptability. All right. You have Saturn in Taurus with ostentation. All right. And you have Mercury in Leo with drama. I instantly feel with this card, although it's called drama, I instantly got this feeling of a huge uproar type of a change appearing in your life, like dramatic change is what I'm seeing, not in a bad way at all. in such a good way with ostentation. Like, it's so dramatic. It's going to show in your life with Saturn and Taurus ostentation. It's like it's such a drastic change that it's going to be so visible to you and to others. That type of change. It's not like, your, for example, salary is increasing a little bit, or you made a new friend, or lucky you got a new car, which is of course apparent for everyone. But this is a massive change. Think like you're moving to another country, for example, or think like a huge lump sum of money coming into your life, or something or the other. I really don't know what it is, but I do see that it's going to be so dramatic of a change in a good way, that's going to affect you emotionally so much that it's going to show. But with adaptability, I see so much grounding, especially with groundwork, which means it's an experience that is going to feel to you very grounding, very, very good. It's going to feel stable. It's going to feel, I don't know, I'm hearing safe. I don't know why. Safe, stable, something that's going to feel so good. We don't know yet. Let's take a look at your cards and see what this is going to be. You've got Venus in Libra with indecision. Okay. You have Venus again in Capricorn with convention. Okay. You've got the Sun in Leo again. Leo is very strong in your reading with fortune. So nice. Like, remember when 5-5, it is a time of change. Guys, fasten your seatbelts. This is not a joke. And it is going to be a super fortunate change, as I noticed right here in your cards. Like a drastic change that is fortunate in your life. You have Venus in Gemini with versatility. Convention and versatility. Interesting. Okay. You have pleasant letter. Ooh, very nice. Perhaps some pleasant communication happening, or due to pleasant communication. I don't know yet. You have box. You will receive a gift. Excuse me. Do you see that? Letter, box. It gives me this idea of a surprise, a pleasant surprise appearing in your life right now. You're not expecting that to happen, it seems. I feel like with convention and versatility, like perhaps you have your life in order, you do things in a certain way, and with that surprise, fortunate surprise that's coming, I see that conventional plan, how do I want to say this? The regular plan that you have in your everyday life, the regular routine, will suddenly be disrupted with that surprise coming into your life. And I see with indecision here, it's going to be such a drastic change that I see you going back and forth. Oh, should I do that? Should I not do that? But this is so fortunate. Or maybe you want to do that, but you have to be so flexible in the way that this beautiful surprise is changing your life. So with indecision, I see you maybe having a little bit of, what is it called? Decision paralysis for a while. Not because you don't want to get into that surprise, because that surprise is like, it's going to be such an emotionally good experience that there's no way you're not going to you even have a heart in the letter here. So obviously this is something that speaks to your heart, an experience that it's just going to make you so happy, and is going to trigger a pleasant emotional experience within you. So there's no way you are not going to receive. I see you receiving this gift, receiving this experience, and you know you want to get in there. But I also see that whatever this is, we'll find out, I'm sure, in a moment. It's going to make you rethink a lot of things that you do in your regular everyday life. But at the same time, although it's going to shake up your world a little bit, make you do things in a different way than you're conventionally used to doing, it's also going to take you out of, I don't want to say closed-minded. I want to say limited is exactly what I want to say. It's going to take you out of some limitation that you weren't even noticing that you had. Because look at this frame in this girl. And you have a lot of palm trees. She's although she's underground, she's surrounded by palm trees and beautiful, beautiful plants, right? So in her eyes, she thinks, hey, look, I'm happy, I'm good, I got it all. Not realizing that she is limiting herself. And of course, I say she, that's energy, since I'm seeing this baby girl here. So I believe that this change of reality due to the experience will shake you, and perhaps that's why you have drama, will shake you out of a specific limitation that you didn't even realize you had. Perhaps you got used to it, it feels homey, it feels good, and this drastic change will be perhaps the groundwork for something, for further things to grow and happen in your life, other than this pleasant emotional experience that we'll find out about in a moment. So I do see you having to tread through this experience with care. I do see that you will be making a lot of decisions and a lot of changes in your life that you were not expecting all of a sudden to feel grounded within that experience. Okay, cannot wait to find out what this gift, as your cards are showing, that you will be receiving. You have horseshoe. Good luck. Oh, so happy for you. Pile number 1. I love giving you guys good news. Okay, so let's see what this gift is. Hammock. Taking a vacation physically or mentally. Could it be that it's a vacation? But I don't think a vacation is something that you thought was never happening to you, right? So let's see how that takes us. And I'm sure we'll find out what this is as we take a look at your tarot cards. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of good luck and fortune. I'm going to keep this card right there. Ooh, 7 of Swords is an escape. This is the second. What are the odds? Escape, vacation. What? Maybe there is like a vacation that is happening that is going to be like the reason for all this change that is happening in your life, and vacation that you're not expecting. Perhaps, I mean, that is really, what is it? That is really like a huge synchronicity here. So let's see what this huge change is about, that is about to happen in your life. Can't wait to find out for you. And what is this thing that you thought was never going to happen to you and is starting now? What is this thing for pile number 1, please, that they never thought was going to happen in their lives that is starting now? Do you see that wink here? It's like something you've been wishing for, perhaps, or hoping for. It's like wink, wink. You know maybe what this is about? Oh, this one. Okay. All right. I feel these two as well. All right. So now let's take a look at your tarot cards. I'm sure now we'll understand what this is all about. So you've got the 5 of Pentacles. So right off the bat, I feel like this is exactly in line with the topic of the reading. Something you thought that was never happening to you. With the Five of Pentacles, this is some energy that you lack in your life, an emotional experience that you lack in your life at the moment, and that maybe you don't think much about now. Since you think it's not going to happen, I could be wrong about this one. This was just a wild guess. Maybe you think about it all the time because you wish it would happen. I don't know. That one was a wild guess. But it's something for sure that you lack. Whoa, you've got the Empress. And that's kind of the energy that I picked up on. See, the Empress, a lot of the times, is depicted as pregnant because the Empress represents fertility and creation. So the womb in that case, as the Empress has her hands on the womb, makes me feel that energetically, whatever this is, has already begun for you. So although you feel like, oh, will this ever happen for me? It's already has started energetically for you. Look, there's a home here. There's a home here. Maybe this is for some of you living in a house or a home or a place or a country that would host you, that you never thought would ever happen, perhaps. So very specific detail. I know it may not resonate with everyone, but it really could be something of the sort. Oh, could be vacation. Maybe at least it's starting off with some form of escape vacation in a specific place. Maybe you're going to a specific hotel with some nice nature, very specific again. Maybe you're going to a vacation to another country or something, and from there things start off again. I understand, very specific, but I feel like it's my also responsibility to say these specific things. I just trust the process and know the message will reach you. So you've got the Hanged Man, or maybe you're like, what vacation are you talking about? And suddenly next week or tomorrow, who knows, you find out that there is in fact a vacation. You never know how this works, but you've got the Hanged Man. You've got, look at that. I mean, look, this figure is packing her suitcases and is going off somewhere. Three of Wands is also, by the way, a card of travel. So maybe it's a surprise vacation that will kick many things off. Surprise travel. Could be a move. It could be a move. Okay. Maybe you're packing your suitcases as in leaving one home and going to another home. Look at that. One foot in one home, the other foot in another. Let's see. You have the Eight of Swords, the Two of Pentacles. You have the Four of Cups, and do you see, you are not expecting this at all. And you may even listen to this reading and go, oh, at the moment, none of this is resonating at all. I don't know what she's talking about. And a surprise is coming. You're expecting your world to go in one way, which you are holding on tightly to. It seems with convention as well. It seems in this pile, you've got your life so in order that there's no room for expectations. But you see how this figure is looking with admiration at this surprise. So although you have your world in such an order that you prefer and is perhaps making you feel grounded, which I see is something very important to you in this pile, you equally will love this surprise so much that you will fully entertain the sporadic decision, perhaps with indecision, the sporadic event that is showing up in your life. You will fully entertain it, although initially you are going to feel a little bit stuck. Do you see with indecision here, like, oh no, I mean, I want to do that, but what do I do about this? And what do I do about that? If you have children, what do I do with the children? What do I do with my work? What do I do with my pet? What do I do with my plants? What do I do with my work arrangements? So you're like, you've got all of these things that are making you feel tied. But you see how the hair is flowing in this Eight of Swords. At the same time, you can see that this figure is emotionally enjoying it. It just hits differently, right? Although it makes this figure feels absolutely stuck. So I see that dichotomy in energy, and perhaps why you've got this drama, you know? It's like, feels so good, but so many things in life are tying you down a little bit. It came as an absolute surprise, and you weren't expecting something like this in your life. And although it's now here, you know what else? It could literally be pregnancy. And again, very specific. If this is not something that you want, it's not that. But if it's something that you want, again, since it's my responsibility to see the different details, maybe you always wanted to have children, and it suddenly happened, and you're like, oh my God, I'm so happy. I can't believe it. But what am I going to do with this and this and this and this and this? And now you've got so much to figure out and be flexible with. And of course, this sort of experience is like the groundwork to many changes to come in your life that will change maybe even who you are and your experiences. But yeah, that's the duality that I'm seeing with the happy news that you're getting here, or the happy gift that you're receiving. I hope the next cards give us a clearer view of what this is, other than home, travel, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing so far. It could be also Cancer, and this heart and love letter could be a romantic connection in your life. Let's see. Let's find out. You have the Magician. Okay. The Hermit. The Page of Swords. And the Six of Pentacles. So we've got 5 more cards here. Let's put it on the side and explore more about what this could be. If you think you're not meant to receive something, you have a very specific message. And it's kind of like a learning lesson for everything else to come. And maybe this is why this is your significator card with lay the groundwork. So if you think that you are meant to lack something, I feel like the universe here is telling you, especially with this Four of Cups. Do you see? You think, oh, well, how will I have that with just these? The universe is constantly reminding you that there's always more from where these came from. There's always more from where these came from. The universe is abundant, and it will always be giving you. So never think in this way. I feel like this huge experience is not just meant to shake things up in such a happy way for you, but it's also the universe's wink or way to break you out of a limiting belief that maybe things can't or won't happen for you. From where could this happen? How can this happen to me? It's the universe's way to show you that there is always limitless abundance for whatever it is in your life. And I see that as things start to happen for you, you will be learning this lesson, gaining awareness, and getting more in touch with your magic, the magic of manifestation, as within, so without, as above, so below. You will learn to communicate better with the universe and understand that everything is intertwined and intertied. I want to say that really what goes on above goes down below. Everything is connected. As the above, so is the below. And you will understand that it's not just our limited world, that you will look closer or understand better, see better, that there is more to just the tools that you have or the resources that you have, thinking, how is this possibly going to happen? And that there is more to what we see with our visible eyes, and maybe even learn to see with your third eye. I think this experience is going to be so mind-blowing for you that it will truly teach you, it will be the groundwork to you developing a stronger connection with the universe and understanding that from now on and then forward, you can create into your existence whatever it is that you want. Whatever it is that you want to manifest, you will absolutely understand. It's not going to be words to you anymore. You will fully understand that you're able to create it for yourself. So, looking at your cards on what this specific surprise could be, I would say it could be work, and if it's work, it's tied to some form of vacation here. Could be like your work, or embarking in something that you enjoy doing. It could be with the hermit also. Like the hermit represents being alone. Maybe you're joining an exciting community, or maybe you're getting into a relationship, or maybe hermit also you are like getting a family or a child. It's also knowledge. Maybe you are going to get access to some secret knowledge that you always wanted. Look at that secrecy here. Page of Swords could be joining a new endeavor that you are intellectually very interested in. It could be like this birth, a conception of an enterprise, right? Or a business that you're starting that you never thought was going to happen for you. Page of Swords could also be interview, like you're being asked for an interview, like official communication happening here. And of course, it could be generous money that you never thought was going to come, with fortune here as well, was going to come in that huge abundant amount. But you can see with the Empress and the Hanged Man that this is in the womb. It is currently energetically working. Something is happening here. It almost reminds me of the universal dance, the Dakini dance of birth. This whoosh, 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 whoosh. Yeah, I feel like this Dakini dance to birth a soul. Like some energy is forming for you as we're speaking now, that will result in a lot of fortune in your life. And I feel it's going to feel so emotionally good, that it's going to feel so high emotionally that you'll want to ground yourself. And although emotionally high, it will at the same time feel very grounding for you. So you've got 5 more cards. So let's see what more information you have with regards to this gift that you are receiving in your life. You have the 5 of Swords, 555. Maybe something like something is starting in April and developing in May. If you're watching this now, if you're watching this later, it's timeless, of course. So for you, that would be this month. Some energy is being created and birthing in the next month. You have the Death card. Wow, a huge transformation, guys. You have the 10 of Wands, the 6 of Wands. This could be like finding the one, by the way, for some of you. And you have the 8 of Cups. Cups. I definitely see your whole life transforming, where you're choosing one thing over the other. With the Five of Swords, I'll tell you why. Because with the Five of Swords, somebody lost, somebody won. So I feel like, oh, could it be that maybe you're stuck in something that you never thought in your life you would be able to walk away from, and now you're being cut free from that? That could be another energy for some of you, but it's all, in all cases, a transformation where you're like some form of energy is dying out in your life, giving way for another energy to rise. I do see you leaving some things behind that maybe you were so holding on to, for a new world to develop. This will allow a new type of success to happen in your life with the Six of Wands, or you being celebrated in some way, or you celebrating life in a specific way. It's a grand transformation here. But the awesome thing about these things ending is that these things were, to start off, all of the back here were so heavy on your back. You were carrying maybe a lot of responsibilities, or carrying a lot of worries, or carrying a lot of difficulties, where you can see with this news, this energy is ending and is giving way for something else much grander to happen. And you see how everyone's looking. It's a wedding, right? I see that this transformation is going to be so huge in your life that you can't miss it. It's like you and everyone else can see that grand, fortunate change happening in your life. I can't help but see you packing. I mean, there's always a figure packing and leaving. So I must say, with all of the escape, vacation, it seems like you're moving from one energy to another, whether it is physical or not. And that in itself is not the change on its own. As I've seen throughout your reading, see, you're walking from one thing to another to be more grounded. And that move from one energy to another is the beginning, is the groundwork for many huge changes to start happening in your life. And my dear pile number one, I truly hope you've enjoyed this reading. I understand that it's a general reading. I did not see one thing in specific. I see that there is a common energy to everyone who clicked on pile number one, but it's manifesting for each one listening individually in a totally different way. So I wish you the best of luck. I suddenly heard something so weird. I heard create a tranquil atmosphere. I don't know why. Just thought I should mention it since it's something that I felt, like saw in my mind's eye. So yeah, I don't know why. Like maybe with all of these changes happening, as you're grounded, it would really happen in such a smooth way. So my dear pile number one, this is exactly what I see in your reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. I do hope you consider joining the memberships. It's a great way to support me if you can and wish to do so. I would highly appreciate it. If you're considering it, you'll find a join button under this video. I've also left a link first thing in the description box. Thank you guys so much for everything. Love you, wishing you the best, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi pile number two, welcome to your reading. Your crystal is the beautiful tiger's eye in the shape of a squirrel. Whoa. And your card is the Letha card. And finally, if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Sorry guys, I just had to figure out so many things at the same time. So welcome to your reading. If these are not your zodiac signs, please don't worry about it. Do note that it's a general reading. There are different types of ways in which people can pick their piles. Picking through zodiac signs is just one of them. And of course, this doesn't mean that these are the official signs for this pile. Okay, so let's pull out your oracle cards. I'm gonna go like this today and see how many tea leaves you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Awesome. Okay, so let's check out your cards. So you have Chiron with healing. So you have insecurity, wounds, vulnerabilities, deep-seated pain as keywords, of course, teaching, powers, spiritual strength, difficulties, guilt, transmuting, and also healing others. You can see like a group of rabbits forming a coven. So interesting. It kind of makes me, it gives me strong manifestation energy, like going around believing in using combined power to birth something into life. But let's wait and see. You have Chiron, so we'll understand how this whole message is coming together. As you know, we're taking a look at something that you thought was never happening to you that is starting now for you. So you have Mars and Pisces with escape. You have the thoughts. Do you see? There's a strong idea about you manifesting something, visualizing something, perhaps. You have house. All right. You have bag. Something important, such as a new job or raise. You have cane. Pay attention to your health. Nest. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. Okay, so we're getting health, we're getting family, we're getting looks, we're getting manifesting, we're getting traveling, we're getting home, we're getting so much job, new job, right? This, like so much going on here in this file. Okay, you have Lily, spiritual love. Even spiritual love is here. Wow. I would say, actually, taking a look at all of these energies, that it seems like in this pile, there are so many things changing in your life, almost like a drastic change. And it's not surprising. You know, you've got Letha, and Letha is the summer solstice. The solstice represent things when they're in between worlds. It's that abundance of light. I feel like you are in a transitional period, and you are about to have so many things in your life change at once. Even nothing even short of not just like materialistic things or whatever this is, but also a strong spiritual experience as well. You have Lion, time to act. Did pile number 1 get Lion? Of course, this represents also summer, so maybe something strong is happening during the summer for you, but also Lion. Oh yes, a pile number 1 had a huge lion right there. So I would say if you were drawn to pile number 1 and want to get more information about your pile, I highly recommend it. So lion, you have flute, disappointment in a friend or lover. And you have dog, protection from a powerful friend. Beautiful energy. Let's pull out your tarot cards. This is the only way in which we'll understand what exactly is going on. What is this thing that you thought was never happening to you that is starting now? The only super strong clue that I have is that you're in a transitional time, not to one change, towards a drastic change in your life, where there are so many areas changing in your life. Let's find out So these are the cards that I see for your reading. Let's take a look at them. You've got the Three of Swords, the Four of Cups, and then the Three of Wands. Quite interesting. All right. You have the Hierophant, the Lover's card, and you've got the Devil card. Interesting combination, actually. Okay, so I'm seeing a pattern here, a pattern there. Not surprised, you seem to have so many things happening in your life. You have, and look at all these arms. It looks like you'll be handling so many experiences all at once. Temperance card. Also, you know, Temperance does symbolize manifestation, you know, for sure. So you have the Three of Pentacles, another three, the synchronicity, 3, 3, 3. You have the Queen of Pentacles, the Moon card, and you've got the Ten of Pentacles ending your reading. This is so awesome. Like, this is a huge time of manifestation for you, especially in conjunction to the Devil card. I feel like this is a time in your life where you're attracting great desires towards you. It's like you're attracting things, and you will be indulging in so many things that you will love. And the Devil card appearing here, it's almost like a double message of indulge, but be careful. Because with the Devil card, you don't want to overindulge, because it looks like you're really gonna love this spiritual experience that is showing up in your life. And I see a ladder showing that things are escalating very quickly in a good way for you, like many things happening very quickly all at once. And I see you feeling very fulfilled in so many areas. It's gonna feel so high all of a sudden, so good, so fulfilling, so satisfying. I see that you will be living in a world that will feel like, oh my God, this is exactly what I dreamt of, the world that I wanted to live in, you know? Speaking about the Letha energy, how you're in between worlds, look at that with the Moon card. Yeah, I really think you should check pile number 1, because there are so many connections between 1 and 2. Maybe each one has different details, and this is why I tell you if you want to check it out. But I definitely see you at the moment shifting from one world to another. I feel like currently you are in that stage in between world, at least traveling energetically. You can see the symbol of the egg as well. Again, symbol of in between worlds. And so some big energy is there for you, and you will start enjoying it in due time. And so, oh, look at this deck. It has a card sliding out. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I'm gonna push the deck a little bit and try to show you what I mean. You see that? So I'm gonna pick it up and see what this has for you. Because, you know, also in pile number 1, they had this home idea, they had this travel idea. Okay, I will stop talking about pile number 1. It's just the synchronicities really blow my mind. You have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, like a huge move, a huge exciting move happening in your life. And this exciting move will result to perhaps you like getting a new type of job or something, or an opportunity opening up for you because of this move in your work or in your studies, or whatever, however that translates into your life. I also see that it will affect will have a strong effect on your appearance. Will also with thoughts, like I think it will add on to healthier self-esteem or self-confidence or something of the sort. But most importantly, it's allowing you to manifest important things to you. One of the very important things that this transition is creating in your life is that it's helping you move from an energy where you are an energy of blood, sweat, and tears, literally, to an energy of having it all and being spoiled. And I say that because in this Three of Swords, it's a beautiful Japanese story of a crane woman. And long story short, she was cutting from her own feathers to create this beautiful fabric for her and her loving woodworker husband to sell. And they used to sell it for like a huge amount, but he didn't know that she was plucking from her own feathers. It was so sweet. She didn't want him to see that, and she was sacrificing herself for him and for herself, because he helped her, he let her in. So long story short, and what I'm trying to say is, it seems to me like you're moving from an energy of your life where you were like sacrificing yourself, or there was blood, sweat, and tears. There was a strong form of pain from you taking from yourself for someone or something to work out, and it was really taking a toll on your health, to an energy of more stability, because this Four of Cups has the Chinese emperor. So, and he was so spoiled with having everything that he wanted. And so I see you moving from a place of pain, making something work, to great comfort and having whatever you want in your life. It might sound crazy to you, especially with this drastic shift like that, I'm sure. But remember when I told you you're moving up so quickly, and seeing the threes. 3 in alchemy represents the element of fire. So something going in such a strong way. And look at the fire here. It represents essence. So I really feel that although the change is going to be so drastic, as you're going through it, it's going to make sense, albeit full of surprises with the four of Cups. It's like, hey, and that's probably why you have the bag here as a surprise. Hey, this surprise is happening in your life, or this news, good news. You might be hearing good news because you have the, what's the name of the bird? Nightingale? So I see you hearing beautiful news, or experiencing beautiful communication, or great news through beautiful communication that will make you feel very grounded and almost spoiled with option because of this specific Chinese emperor. Almost spoiled with choices. You can see that here. And all of a sudden, I see that there's a community here. And I see you being so busy because with the specific Temperance card, I see you doing so many things at the same time, handling so many things at the same time. And you will find weird things coming together for you that it just doesn't make sense, but it's happening. Because here, do you see the penguin standing right by this guy? And yeah, it's like as if it's his pet. Nothing's happening here. So to me, this symbolizes a trail of events, one surprise after the other, that's quickly making you escalate. The surprises themselves initially won't make sense. Like, how is this happening? How is this changing? What? they're gonna be so surprising. It's like almost the energy of never in 1,000 years would you have thought that a trail of event, one leading to the other, would happen in this crazy way. And perhaps this is why you're gonna carry that spiritual experience with you with the flute. It's gonna feel like this can't be an experience of like the real world. This must be a spiritual experience that the world is giving to me. The universe, I mean, is giving to me. And thus the Queen of Pentacles, feeling like with all of these changes, you're living in the world of your dreams. You can see it even with the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands passionately goes after their desires and the things that they want, which, oh my God, it's like you've got the wand here. It's crazy manifestation power. It's like a time of your life where whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're wishing for is firing up in such a crazy way that, you know, the element of fire, the wands are the raw energy of creation. So you've got so much manifesting in your life. But again, the Devil and the Knight of Wands is a message of being careful. Perhaps since you have Chiron, I think being careful here is that the thing that would make you indulge so much to this extent in these awesome energies all at once would be some healing that you're being guided to heal. So while this experience is like a double-edged sword, while it is super healing, it could also make you indulge so much that it could hurt you in another different way. So you're really being guided to be careful with your indulgence and how you enjoy these beautiful things that are appearing in your life. Like indulge, but notice if, for example, you need it, or notice if it brings up wounds or vulnerabilities. It's going to bring up as well a lot of spiritual strength and powers, right? With it, that's why I have Lily here. You're definitely blossoming and your spiritual powers are rising. Maybe that's like your spiritual powers of manifestation, you know? Your spiritual powers are rising. Look at the fire here. It's like in your hands. I suddenly heard when I was saying in your hands, you've got the whole world. In your hands, you've got the whole world. So I feel like this, with such a strong power as, what is the student called? As acolyte. As an acolyte, you're still learning how to handle. So you got it. You got the manifestation. Things are happening for you. It clicks, but you want to learn how to tone the energy, I would say, to tone the strength of this fire to your favor. And that really can only be done through a place of groundedness and healing. So notice when your desires become strong, or when needs or wounds open up or things like that, to always recenter and to see the message that it's giving to you, to honor that message of healing the pain, whatever that wound is, if it's coming out in the form of need or pain or whatever that is, to center and to deal with it first before you continue handling this fire energy. Okay, so as you can see, you're getting into a place that you will really love here. A huge transition of many things happening. Perhaps these cards will give us an idea of what sort of now changes are you seeing in your life, things that you never thought perhaps would happen for you. Let's find out. Because in this pile, like I mentioned, there are many changes to come. So, Ace of Cups. Oh, sorry. There we go. Ace of Cups. Two of Pentacles. It's very close to pile number one in so many ways. You've got the Four of Pentacles. Are you trying to hold on to something that you need to let go of? That's something I'm seeing here. Okay, we'll talk about it in a moment. Maybe you're gonna let something go. You know, the Four of Pentacles is like holding on to something so much, thinking that that's all you can have, when really there's so much out there. So I think you'll be presented with two options or something, where your eyes will glare pleasantly at a second option that you never thought can happen for you, allowing you to, for the first time, let go of your grasp and fly off into abundance. Let's see what this is. You've got the Ten of Wands. Wow, and you've got the Queen of Wands. So we're taking a look at what is changing. There's definitely something about you. There's a huge glow up to you in a way you never thought can, maybe like you're on fire here, in a way you never thought maybe would happen for you, like a huge glow up. You're like super attractive physically and in your character and everything with the Queen of Wands. And what I see here, I'm also seeing something about listening, because in this Ten of Wands, this is a father who put his ears on the ground trying to listen to the steps of a nearby tribe to find his daughter. So I think this is also the nuts here. They look like ears. They represent the ears. So I can't help but see you hearing something. How many times did we get you hearing something here? And look at this Ten of Wands. You thought you would never hear that, but it's so beautiful and you're hearing it. Not to mention you have the flute here. There must be something about you hearing something that you love. Sorry, it got a little chilly. I'm back. So what I'm seeing here, a strong emotional experience where it was painful in the past, and so you were holding on to something that something that felt painful, because you thought that this is the only thing that you can have. Now you'll be presented with a second option, far more valuable. It will feel like an inpour of a huge blessing into your life that will emotionally make you feel so good. So much so that the way you are vibrating, your essence with the threes, is changing forever. It's like that experience is changing the fiber of your being. That threes, the element of fire, that essence of who you are is changing due to that experience. And like I said, it's a double-edged sword. As much as it's going to make you rise as a person, heal you and take you out of a difficulty in your life, as much as you are going to enjoy every second of it. Maybe there's a lot of communication. Where did we see it? There we go. Maybe there's a lot of communication in that experience that you will love. Be careful. It is so enjoyable. It can prevent you from healing something else, or it would allow something within you to take the driver's seat, unless you recognize it, that old wound or that insecurity or something, and go, I see you, Mr. Insecurity. I see you, Mr. Wound. Hello. Welcome. But you're not driving. You're gonna sit in the back seat and little by little I'll be healing you. Something of that sort is your type of guidance here. Also, I'm seeing with the Lovers card something just now. Lovers and the Devil is like, all specifically as well with the Knight of Wands. For some of you, this is like strong, passionate love here, especially with Beauty and the Beast. Perhaps if this is love for you, then you will be meeting someone different than you, but you get each other so much. In that case, the Hierophant would be commitment, to a strong commitment towards each other. Maybe even, by the way, marriage. So, the things that I'm seeing, as mentioned, taking you out of a difficult situation, presented with a far, far more abundant option than you thought. Letting go, finally, releasing from your hands something that you were so holding on to, thinking it's the only way you can do something. And so protection from a powerful friend and spiritual love shows that the universe is protecting you from that which you felt was harming you or felt was painful. Maybe you were praying for something. You know, please, I wish I would be saved from this situation. Or I'm so tired of having to do this way to make something work. Please save me. And this is a time where you're escaping that energy. So that escape for a lot of you could be traveling either by road or by airplane. But I do notice something. I notice that this is a Japanese story, this is a Chinese story, which makes me think that if this is traveling, you're traveling to a nearby place or a nearby country, if there's traveling here. But if you're also meeting someone else in that country, perhaps, it's kind of like you're so different, but you are so similar spiritually. On a soul level, it's so beautiful. Maybe this is what this is talking about, like maybe different cultures, different countries or something. And so with that shift in energy comes so many things. Maybe new job, maybe more money, maybe move to another home. But one thing's for sure, as this energy is coming in, this huge abundance, it's helping you glow. Be careful while that energy is raising your confidence, raising your self-esteem, making you glow in such a strong way. Another wound can quickly take over, so be careful with that. But yeah, 10 of Pentacles, you're moving towards a strong time of great manifestation, where you're gonna feel like really everything that you wanted in life is coming true for you. And that's really the center of your reading here. It is a time of transition for you. And Litha is between, I believe, June the 20th to July the 24th, something like that. So maybe expect this full-on crazy energy to spark and begin for you in June. Maybe like things happening before that, but like blossoming fully in June. Like things beginning in your life now, but fully blossoming in June. You can even see 16 here, which could represent maybe the beginning of June as well. So yeah, be ready to watch your whole life change. You know, you're gonna be so busy in this time of your life. I see you dealing with a lot of things, handling, working, doing so many things, preparing for that second option or that new thing that opened up in your life. that's changing literally everything for you in your life. So can't wait to see how that transitions into your life. You know, it says an emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. I was almost gonna miss that. You know, I did see attraction, desire, love, a commitment, and maybe even you forming a family with someone. That's there in the cards for some of you. Okay, so my dear, I'm so sorry. One last thing I wanted to tell you and forgot. Remember when I told you that what you were doing in the past was so stressful on you? It really had a huge effect on your health. You also have a guidance to, you know, start paying attention to your health. It will really help you during that time of transition, in your glow up, and also as the stability you need to handle whatever is also arising with these blessings. And my dear pile number 2, this was your reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. In this pile, there are so many things changing in your life with one option opening up for you. I wish you the best of luck with that. I feel like this is your soul's destination, because look at that hummingbird in the background that I just noticed. It's like this is where your soul is supposed to go. Let it flow freely. So this was your reading, my dear pile number 2. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. I do hope that you consider joining the memberships. It's honestly a great way to support me. If you can and wish to do so, it would really help me do what I love to do for you guys every day. Thank you so much. You'll find a join button under this video, or I've also left a link first thing in the description box to make it easy for you to find. Thank you so much for everything, for the support, for the love, sending you so much love back. And my dear pile number 2, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Your crystal is the beautiful green moss agate in the shape of a star. And your card is the Beltane card. It's interesting. In both pile number 3 and I believe pile number 2, both of you got like a witch's coven. Dancing around fire. It's so cool. If you're interested in pile number 2, I highly recommend it. There is a strong similarity here. So today we're taking a look at something that you thought was never happening to you that is in fact starting for you now. Can't wait to, this one as well. Can't wait to get into your reading. If you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Sagittarius, Cancer, Gemini, and Capricorn. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your zodiac signs, as I always remind you guys, please don't worry about it. They are not the official signs of this pile. They are simply another way for others to pick their piles as well. So I'm going to keep them to the side. And let's take a look at your oracle cards. So, wow, you've got the 3rd house with communication. And I was shocked because it looks like a coven. They're doing something together. So let's see. Communication. The other keywords are thoughts, socializing, communication style, learning, the mind, early education, siblings, interests, short trips, and language. Okay. You also have the 4th house with home. So the keywords here are family, roots, foundations, emotions, femininity, mother, domestic, comfort, feeling at home, ancestors, property, and family values. Okay. Really cool. You have Mars in Aquarius with rebellion. And you have Mars in Gemini we got the third house, Gemini here. So you've got Mars and Gemini with decision. Okay. I feel like you're doing something outside of your comfort zone. Let's see how this is like starting something for you that you never thought would happen. You also have the moon in Sagittarius with optimism. So cool. You have Saturn in Aquarius. That's the second time you get Aquarius here with eccentricity. You have Jupiter in Gemini. So the Gemini and Aquarius energy, I'm guessing air energy in that case, is very strong in your reading. Jupiter in Gemini with bluff. Okay. Very interesting. I'm getting ideas, but I want to wait. You have a long way. Okay. You also have Cat, a two-faced friend. You've got Arrow. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. Grasshopper, situations in the balance that require careful handling. Okay. Interesting. Talk about you going out of your comfort zone here. All right. So you've got Apple, temptation will test you. Leg, stepping into a new experience. Yeah, you're definitely getting out of your comfort zone. And boot, yeah, stepping into a new experience. It says, increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. So cool. Can't wait to find out what this is for you. Because here, it seems like it's not like just coming to you. I feel like you are actively taking strong steps towards something. And as a result, something is sparking in a grand way maybe that you never thought was actually going to begin for you. It reminds me of that of when we start something because we really wanted, not thinking at all that it was actually going to work, and then it works out, you know, that kind of energy. So let's shuffle your tarot deck and whoa, okay, and find out what this energy is. What is starting for you that you thought was never happening to you? Okay, so let's take a look at your tarot cards. You have the King of Swords. And I'm not surprised actually seeing the King of Swords here in this new experience. Okay, so you've got the King of Swords. And then the Queen of Swords. Ooh, okay. Oh my God, and the High Priestess. Are you like, it seems to me like with all the Aquarius, Gemini, Swords, air, energy, it's all the mind. Especially seeing the King of Swords, Queen of Swords, it makes me instantly feel like you are a smart person who is meeting another smart person. You could be a teacher meeting another teacher. Very specific, but it's there. Or like a leader meeting another leader or something. Okay, let's continue. But you can see an instant connection there. Maybe you two will be doing something together. Oh, a tea leaf, another tea leaf sliding out. What is that? Fair man, dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. Perhaps there is an emphasis on someone being blonde because the Queen of Swords is blonde here, the King of Swords figure is blonde, And then you have that. So it might be an extra detail for someone here. You have the Page of Cups. And you've got the Five of Wands. You have the Knight of Swords, a lot of air energy. Wow. You have, whoa, the Six of Wands. Okay, it's very clear. Seven of Wands. The Hermit. We have space, I think, for sure, for one more card here. And the Hierophant. Okay. So what am I seeing here before we continue? Yeah, we did talk about you getting out of your comfort zone. Obviously, you're communicating with others. Some people, like, very similar to you. These people and you obviously are very smart people. And I feel like you are getting out of your comfort zone because you want to achieve something so important in your life. And it is directly related to a higher purpose, whether you realize it or not. But for sure, your soul is calling for it. It's like you see it, you know it with the Page of Cups. You recognize something so strong calling for you. And with this figure seeing their reflection, it's like they're recognizing that the universe is calling for them to do something. It's like your calling, perhaps. You realize it's your calling, or you realize that your soul wants you to do something. So for some of you, this has to do with your work, your spiritual path. And I see a lot of planning happening here. I see you rolling your sleeves and going, right, although it feels so scary, I'm going to get right into it. And you're going to make a huge leap. Although a part of you, as you begin, will think you're crazy. It's like, what am I doing? Am I crazy? Doing that. And a part of you thinks what you're doing is so weird and crazy, and like it sounds like a great idea in your mind, but watching yourself actually doing it, it will feel crazy to you, like, what am I doing? kind of experience. And so there's this part of you, and there's this other part of you that's very optimistic. And you have two cards talking about a long way and a leap here, talking about how you're going to make a huge leap and a huge step outside of your comfort zone, resulting to you taking many steps ahead with this stride or this move that you're making. This move towards a huge dream, a crazy dream that you have, will require a lot of planning. I see you going back and forth, going, oh, should I do it this way? No, that's not going to work. How much money do I have? Or, oh, maybe I can use this fund, or maybe I can like invest in this, or let me think about that. Something like that. I see you like planning, scratching out and refining this plan over and over until you will come up with an awesome, solid plan who you will be sharing with someone else who's very intelligent, or maybe is part of your plan. And you're like, I found it. Look, maybe we can partner in this, do this together. Look, I came up with this plan. And the other person's like, oh, brilliant idea. You know what? I can plan this other part or something. I really see you working together with some other people or someone, or maybe a team, to make that crazy move. initially starting out with, let's just start planning and see where it goes, to things actually start working out, building up, where you make that crazy step or crazy move. So peek to the future, because that's what your cards are showing us here, a quick peek to the future. You're actually going to win at this, and you're going to succeed at this initial crazy idea that you begun, and that is what you thought would never happen to you and is starting for you right now. It will require, however, a lot of good planning. There will be like challenges that you want to figure out, because you do recognize with the two-faced friend right away through your intuition representing the cat, that how awesome it is. Your intuition sees that this is your calling. You recognize that right away. But another part of your intuition screaming some like red alerts, going, hey, this could turn wrong if I'm not careful, if I'm blind with this, if I don't take care of that. So for this reason, I see you taking your challenges super seriously. Being careful with going, no, I'm not going to do that, because that might lead to some issues. I don't care if you're happy or not, or I don't care if this is not what I wish to do, but I'm going to be careful with that. I see you being comfortable, I see another part of you being very comfortable at how you're making sure you do everything right. I see you very meticulous with your plan, very organized. You've got everything jotted down with a time frame. And I see a lot of, with the Hierophant and the Hermit, a lot of studying and careful reflection going on to remove one challenge after the other. This seems to be with regards to a wish that you want to manifest. And speaking of this card with Beltane, the time of Beltane is between April the 30th and I believe to May the 1st, like this short time frame, 2 days, I believe. So I'm getting this idea that maybe you're jump starting something that is so exciting for you, more like of a dream, but at the same time is super outside of your comfort zone towards the end of April. That's if you're watching this reading now. If you're watching this reading later, then towards the end of the month you're watching this in. But you're really tempted to do this. It's like a calling. It's like something in your soul feels so right, and you're like, I really want to follow this dream. It may be crazy, but it feels so good. It feels so right. And I just have to be super strategic in how I go about it. As you watch yourself do something so weird you never thought you would do before. Your reading is so exciting, and it's building up my piquing my curiosity to where this is going and what you're doing. So let's continue. You have the Death card. There's a huge transformation here. Okay. The Four of Pentacles. Oh, the excitement. You have the Empress. Wow, the Six of Swords. You are making that move, my God. And you have the Page of Swords. You see? So, apologies. What you're manifesting here, you're putting it out there. It's going from a thought in the mind to you putting something out there. So let's keep these to the side for now. So your cards are showing how after this plan and study, you're actually going to make that successful step. Once you make that successful step, everything that you know in your life is changing with the Death card. Some things are ending, some new beginnings are happening. Your life as you know it, wave goodbye because it is going to be a major change and a major transformation in your life. I see you making that transition successfully. It could be like you launching something. It could be like, also this is flying, maybe you're flying. It could also be sending an offer, sending a message, sending an email. It's like it's out there now. It's no longer in your mind where you're planning. It's out there. So once this is out there, your life is going to shift. You will be getting the results you were hoping for, you were wishing for. That crazy idea that formed in your head that you felt was your calling will actually start happening. Maybe you're like planning to speak to your boss for a specific position. Maybe you're planning for a project. I don't know. But once you knock on this manager's door or send that email or whatever this is, it's done. Your life is transitioning and changing in a crazy way. Life as you know it is going to change. So much so that I see you like preparing something here or fixing something. And that's due to you actually not thinking it was going to work. I know this might sound weird, but hear me out. You're planning so well for something to work, and if it works, that's great news. But now that it worked, you didn't realize just how much in your life needs to change to serve that thing that worked, or how much in your life needed to change to accommodate to that. Like, for example, let's say you launch a new project and bam, it works. And you're doing well, you're selling, you're becoming successful. And to accommodate, like you obviously wanted to succeed, but to accommodate, for example, all of these orders, now you have to like quickly find people to help, to hire people. You have to like, now that people want to pay you money, you're like, I got to like create a bank account. I mean, I was serious about this working, but it's like, you're happy about this, but that's how this translates the energy of half of you believing this and the other half not believing. Because if you fully 100% believed that it was going to work, I think the cards would be different. It's like it would be the fool's energy, where you're already packing up, you're already going all in, putting all your money into something, or whatever this is, and going all in. In your reading, you're like, part of you thinks this is crazy, but the other part is consumed by great faith and so much emotions that it's going to work out for you. And so you made all that is necessary for it to work, but didn't really change much in your life because you don't know if it's going to work. And what I see here in your cards is that it will be so successful, whatever this is, that you're going to go, I'm so happy with these changes, but what am I going to do about this? What am I going to do about that? See, Four of Pentacles is like holding on to something. So perhaps you have to now see what you're going to do about the things that are important to you within this transition. How are you going to hold on to the important things and keep them, I guess, with the transition that's happening? What kind of transformation or change of form or figuring out you have to do, what you need to heal for, like, maybe there, I don't want to say damages, but I would say like things that got hurt here and there due to that instant change. Like if we take the business example here. For example, what would be hurt? Maybe important relationships where you're like, hey, I know I've been away the last month trying to figure something out. It's working. Now it's just, this whole week is just us together or something. So that's just an example. I see you healing things as a result of this success. I see that there are important things that you want to hold on to within this success and trying to figure out and accommodate to see how that's going to work. Accommodate in terms of keeping these important things, but at the same time moving with the flow. And I see you moving, transitioning in your life. I see that you're going from a time of wishing for something, night, spirituality, the wishing for something, today where you actually receive that wish and see it come true for yourself. Do know that within this whole process, you are dealing with some people. There's a lot of communication that will facilitate for this to happen. Okay, let's take a look at the last 3 cards and find out more about this. So you've got the 8 of Swords, the Magician. It's really interesting how you got these 2 cards after each other. And you've got the 2 of Cups. You can see them celebrating here. Although the 2 of Cups is not a card of celebration, it's like harmony, things working. I'll tell you what I'm seeing. I can see that these 3 cards are your guidance. Here with the 8 of Swords, it seems like this person had to figure so much out that they're feeling a bit of paralysis there. That idea came up in another pile. Yeah, I can't remember which one. So here, the 8 of Swords in this deck, it seems like this figure has a bit of paralysis because there's so much figuring out that has to be done, which we can see it all over your reading here. And there's so much to figure out, perhaps at every step. I see your cards telling you to take it slowly. With the Magician card, it's kind of like things will work out magically. Don't put yourself mentally in this stuck mode where you think at many points, oh no, this is too complicated, it's not going to work. I see with this Magician card, it's kind of like if you feel stuck, take the time to mentally rest and then go back into that flow energy of carefully looking at things, and it's gonna work out. It's gonna flow so well. So whenever you find yourself in that energy of going, I don't think this is gonna work, this is not making sense or anything like that, take a break. Don't think about it. Calm mentally, and as you carefully consider it, it shall flow. And that's the energy of the harmony in the 2 of Cups. It shall flow if you don't keep yourself stuck mentally in that energy. And that's your biggest guidance with this huge step that you will be taking towards the end of this month. And your card says, welcome. It's like it's your new home, this new energy, this new wish. It's almost telling you, welcome home. We're waiting for you with open arms. It's like that jump, that jump that you take from one hill to another. That's like too far, but you know what I mean. If there's like an opening on the ground, you take that leap of faith and you get to the other side and you go, I made it. Yeah, but there's no question that you're stepping into something. Look at that. You're stepping into something that is outside of your comfort zone. So all the best of luck with that, my dear pile number 3. I'm so excited for you. It's like it's written in the stars for this to manifest and happen for you. It's like you know it, your soul knows it, And that's why you're jumping into something that feels crazy, almost crazy to do, but you're going to do so well. And my dear pile number 3, this is exactly what I see in your reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please do consider joining the memberships. It is honestly a great way to support me, to be able to do what I love to do for you guys every day. If you can and wish to do so, I will truly appreciate it. You will find a join button right under this video. I've also left a link first thing in the description box to make it easy for you to find. Thank you so much for all the love, the support. I love you guys so much. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Oh, look at, I'm sorry, look at that. 11, 11, 3, 3. Like the stars are really aligning for this to happen for you. I'll catch you later. Bye.